Hey, how you doing? It's Khoa here. I was just reading a couple of articles online, and currently we are in a lockdown. So Sydney's gone into lockdown for it's been about 2 weeks so far, and looks like we're going to be locking down for another few more weeks. The cases seem to be climbing, and Gladdy and the government seem to not be having things under control. There's a lot of people complaining about the current lockdown, about the current situation, and how a lot of people are losing lots of money, and they're currently trying to, find ways to survive. And the government right now has this disaster payment. However, if you claim the disaster payment, you can only get about a few hundred up to a few thousand. And if you qualify for those payments, you have to have under $10,000 of liquid assets. So that what that means is that if you have $10,000, you can't qualify for any payments. So obviously, if you're tapped out, then you can only get the disaster payments. So let's have a look. So what's this lockdown costing us? So if we're having a look at these lockdowns, lockdown retail loss estimates $7 billion. That's a lot of money. Australia has been getting a lot of money from China, as you know, but now that since the relationship with China has really dropped, and Chinese are not really investing as much into the Australian economy as much, we have to find different ways in which we can generate more income. And look, these lockdowns is killing the Australian economy. It really, really sucks. And look, it's another 1 billion worth of retail trade is at risk now. Victoria has entered a 5-day snap lockdown. So Victoria has entered a 5-day snap lockdown, and what's happened is that all of a sudden there's a few cases that's popped up in Victoria that's gone into a 5-day lockdown. So a lot of people are struggling right now. And if we look at around this article here, Sydney lockdown could strip billions off the recovery. So the government has announced that they're putting the construction on hold. So each week, the lockdown would take $850 million. So what that means is that you're actually stripping away income from a lot of different initiatives. And if you're doing that, you're not going to really be saving that much money. You're not going to be investing in infrastructure. And ultimately, take for example, let me put an example is, let's say that you've got a job, right? And then all of a sudden you don't have a job. So therefore you got all these bills you got to pay. You got to pay for a mortgage, electricity, and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, what's the plan right now? What are you trying to do? Well, you have to go out there and get another job, or you have to get income, right? But no, you're stripped from getting income. So therefore you're actually bleeding. You have to pay for more expenses. And right now, these lockdowns is actually killing Australia. Yes, I understand about the whole health aspect of it. But could there be another way? Could there be another way to maintain this income for Australia, and also to ensure that health is still be enforced, right? So these lockdowns is absolutely killing Australia. Lockdowns are costly, but what are the alternatives? What could be the alternative? Well, what can we do? What's the effect of this? What, just keep locking down people? You have to get out there. I personally think that you have to be really proactive. You got to be proactive and try and find methods in which you can maintain the health, but also maintain the economy as you go along as well. But these lockdowns is like a more of a reactive type of approach. You have to put initiatives in place where people can still produce income and also continue to rebuild the economy, because businesses are suffering and they're the ones that's driving the economy. And what's bigger than COVID? I understand that death is there, but what's also bigger is also the economy. If the economy collapses, then that's even worse as well, because there's no people who's got access to healthcare, and there's people who doesn't have access to a lot of other things as well for their livelihood. So there's a huge problem right now in Australia, is that these lockdowns is costing Australia billions of dollars. And imagine with all that money could be invested in other infrastructure, in space, in defense, in education. There could be a lot of other things, but no, these lockdowns is absolutely killing Australia. So are you going to react to this crisis, or are you going to be proactive and try and find ways in which you can maintain the economy while you're trying to fight this deadly disease? So anyway, hope you like this update of the current economic situation within Australia. These lockdowns are very expensive, and you have to really keep in mind that it's not just, okay, we're going to take a week off and that's it. It's really costing a lot for the economy, and it's really hard to regrow, rebound and rebuild the Australian economy if we keep this lockdown. So that's me. That's my 2 cents there. So Anyway, hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next one. Cheers.